Hi everyone, it's Miss Branch, the art teacher, and today we're going to make the layers of the rainforest. And what I have here is my example, and it's really cool because it stretches out and it really shows the different layers. Let me go ahead and pull my camera down a little bit so you can see it. And we're going to make each of the layers of the rainforest in just a moment. So first things first, oh, my camera's reflecting my head. All right, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to talk about the layers of the rainforest. Then I'm going to pin my other video so that you can watch me make it, and I'll talk about all the supplies we need. All right, so first things first, share my video. Share my screen, share my video. All right, so everyone, over here, you can see the layers of the rainforest. So the emergent layer is the tallest layer. The canopy layer is the thickest layer where most of the animals live. Then you have the understory layer, which has the young trees and some more animals. And then you have the forest floor where some of the larger animals live and most of the insects live, and a lot of flowers and plants that you'll see. So let's see. And then I think I did do pictures of the rainforest. That's some of animals. Let me go back a page. All right. So different pictures of the rainforest showing all the trees, rivers, water, mist, some animals, some things people made in the forest. All right. So now I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And now we're back. And so what I'm going to do is pin my video of my desk to make that the biggest one on the screen. And let me make it the biggest on my screen to make sure you guys get it. All right. So now, what we're going to need. So here's our project. I'm going to lay it right there and I'll talk about it. You're going to need a piece of paper. But this piece of paper, we're going to fold in half. So I already cut it in half lengthwise. And put that behind me. You will need some different color greens, some different color browns, or you can stick with one as long as it's not the same as the one you used as your background. Maybe some white, yellow, red, and blue. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I just drank some coconut water. All right, so I'm gonna put these up to the side. Some markers, some tape, some glue, a pencil if you think you're going to need to trace everything that you cut, but you don't have to trace it. You can just cut it. And a pair of scissors. All right, so let me go ahead and get started. So, teachers, you can go ahead and cut all this paper, and I just need a little bit. So I just cut some 9x12 papers into four sections and gave it out to the students. All right, so here we have our backdrop, and that we're going to put everything on. So the first thing we need to do is fold this in half. And then I'm going to take this side and I'm going to fold it back. Then I'm going to flip it and fold this side back. And that gives me 4 sections. So now I'm going to make it look like steps. So in this first section, I'm going to come and cut across maybe about 1 inch from the bottom. And then when I get to this line, I'm going to cut that line. And this is more scrap paper that I can use for later. And then here, I'm going to make another step. So I'm going to come up about another inch. Cut over. And then I'm going to cut on that line. And then I'm going to come up about another inch and cut over. And now I have my steps. So my smallest to my tallest. So I'm going to fold it back and forth. So back, forth, and back. And those are where my layers. So this is going to be my emergent layer, my canopy, my understory, and my forest floor, this area down here. So now, what you got to be careful when you're gluing on, you got to remember which way area is front, because now I'm going to show you. So when I'm going to do the bottom layer, then when I open it up, I'm going to do the top layer. But then when I go to the next layer, I'm going to open this way. And then when I get to the emergent layer, the canopy layer, sorry about that, top layer, I'm going to open that way. So back and forth. So you got to remember to go back and forth when you're putting things down. All right, so I'm going to put this off to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and take some of my browns. And I'm going to make some trees. And trees are real easy to make if you're just making quick, easy trees. Let's see, I'm going to fold this in half. And I don't think I need all of this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And I'm going to go ahead and try and cut them all at the same time. Now, if you can't cut them all at the same time, it is perfectly fine. You can take your time and cut them one at a time. All right, so now I'm going to fold this in half. And I'm going to fold it in half again. And it's getting kind of thick. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just do a little section at a time. That might make it easier. So I'm going to cut off this section. And what I'm going to do is cut some Y's, triangle in my paper. And that's going to be my tree. But if you want the tree a little skinnier, you can trim it some. So I'm just going to trim off here. And keep your scraps, because these can be my trees on another layer. I don't have to have branches on all the layers. I just like it. So it's totally up to you. So now I have trees, and these little scraps are going to be trees. So let me make some more. Let's see if I can do 2 with it. I know it still feels kind of thick with that 3. So let me go ahead and then see if I can do 2. All right, so now I'm going to cut in a triangle in the middle at one end. And then I'm just going to trim down the sides and hold this and then trim down the side. So I was able to make a bunch of trees this time. And I'll go ahead and do this last one. And I'll save these parts for later, because if you want to put some animals in, you can do that. So again, let me go ahead and cut. Now, the cool thing is, it's up to you what you want to put in your rainforest on each level. So like on this level, as you can see, I have some blue. I did some water there, but I'm going to go ahead and now, and I'm going to just glue down my trees for my canopy layer, my tallest layer. I'm going to make sure that these are really high up on the paper. So let's see, I'm going to just get a little bit of glue. And there's one. I think I'll just do 3 up here. And another tree. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to fold this over and do this layer. Now this layer has a lot of trees, so I'm going to go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to put the rest of my trees on here, on this layer. So let's see, 1. I'm going to scoot it over just a little, so it's not directly behind that one, or in front of it, not behind. 2, I think I'll scoot that one over. There we go. 3, let's see what I got. I got 2 more trees left. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of stick them out here on the sides a bit. And stick this one over here on the side. There. So now I have my canopy layer trees. Now my understory. And these are some young trees. And since I had all these little scraps left, I'm just gonna glue these down. Some of my scraps. And let's see. I'm gonna bring these down just a little more. Maybe I think I got them a little too tall. So I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit. Let's get some of the dark brown. Mix it up a bit. Ugh, it stuck to my finger. A little more glue. All right. And now I'm going to put I'm going to cut some of these in half and make some small ones. But like in my other one where I put some water, because the rainforest does have a rainy season and it does flood. So I'm just going to fold a piece in half. And then I'm going to just go ahead and cut. And it's up to you how big or how little you make the water. I'm just going to make it a little wavy line. I didn't do another little wavy line right beside it. It doesn't have to be very big. It just be some water. Because while I was doing some research, I saw where they sloths actually were swimming from tree to tree looking for new trees when the when the forest floor floods. Let's see. I think I'll have it come diagonal. And that one I did come straight across, but this one diagonal looks cool to me. And now let's see. This is some extra. I'm gonna cut it because I don't need all of it. And you know what? It's just thick enough. If I want, I can cut a little Y in it. And I'm gonna go ahead and glue this tip down here, forest floor. You know what? I'm gonna cut a little Y in this one. Oh, just because I had a little space. So it's totally up to you as the artist how you're gonna do yours. I'm gonna put this on this side of the water. And oh, I got another little corner. Again, I'm gonna cut it because I don't need very tall trees down here on the understory, which is the the forest floor, which is where the young trees are, and they don't get that much light, so they aren't very big. They don't get very big very quickly, I guess. To say. All right, so that's good. So now I have my tree layers. So I'm gonna put this off to the side. I'm gonna clean up all my extra scraps right now and put them off to the side because I might be able to use them when I make my animals. All right, so now I have my forest floor. Let me go ahead and make my trees. So what I have are two different greens, and I'm just gonna go ahead and fold them. And you know what? I think I'll go ahead and cut this line down here in the middle. Well, teachers, if you want to save some time, you could probably fold all the paper and just give everybody smaller sheets and then they can fold and cut as they see fit. So I'm going to fold this one in half and in half. And I'm just going to cut out some tree shape. It kind of almost looks like a cloud shape. So I'm just going to make some wavy lines and some will come back and they'll go up and down. Doesn't matter because there's no wrong way to do a tree because they all look different. They all grow different, even if they're the same kind of tree. So there's some foliage. It's gonna be my leaves. Let me do some on this one. This darker green that I have. And I'll probably cut some more. I probably need a lot. So let's see. On this one, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right now I have 4. So yeah, I will probably cut some more out. And I did do a lot of trees on this one. So let's see. Some more wavy lines. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut some more out while I'm at it. And definitely gonna save my scraps because I can use these little scraps to make some of my bushes and some of my vines that are on the understory and the forest floor side. And there's also vines in the canopy area layer too. Okay. And cutting. Just keep cutting. And as you can see, I am turning my paper, not having to turn my hands. And I'll do one more. Pull that. All right. So now what I'm going to do, let's see, which way is this? Okay, so this is the front. So I'm going to flip it over to the back for this one. And I'm going to do a quick way to add my leaves. So what I'm going to do is just take a piece of tape and put it on the trees and carefully pull that off the table and flip it over. And then I'm just going to take some of my light and my dark, and I'll go light again. And you know what? I think I'll turn it this way just to be, flip it the other way. There we go. And I quickly added my leaves onto the tree. And I'm gonna do the same thing. So this is the front. So this would be the back. So now I might have a little trouble because this is overlapping that a little bit, but I will make it work. So a long piece of tape. And careful, because sometimes when you get long pieces of tape, they get they fold back on itself and then make it difficult to use. A piece of leaf already stuck to it. Now I'm gonna flip it over. Oh, I sent some of my leaves to the floor. I'm going to put some, and you know what? I'm not gonna even put them on straight. I'm going to put them up and down just to kind of help make it look very realistic. Let's see. I'm going light, dark, light, dark. Now you don't have to do a pattern like I'm doing. In fact, but I ended up doing a pattern anyway. Oh, there's a little space right there, but I will come back to that. So now I'm going to carefully flip that. So now I have my emergent and my canopy. And so now I need to flip this upside down and put my tape on these. And that should be long enough. And I'm going to be careful because I don't want it to stick to this tree right there. And again, I'm going to flip it so that the tape side is up. And I'm going to put a few down here. That looks good. I have two. And so I'm just going to make sure that it opens up. And now I have my understory with the young trees. And these look like they might be kind of big. But I think it'll be good because it'll be for both trees. So again, this time I'm gonna need you to use two pieces of tape because I made them at different layer levels. There's one, and there's two. And I'm gonna carefully pull up and flip over. And then this one will stick to those two trees. And let me get one more. Oh, good. I still have some more light. And I'll do these ones light. There we go. And now I have my layers of the rainforest. Now we could just always pin the project here. You don't have to go any further because it stands up. And you have your emergent, your canopy, your understory, and your forest floor. But of course, it wouldn't just be Miss Branch if I just say, oh, we're done. That's it. We got to add some more. So now you can add in some butterflies, the blue morphos, like from the project, some monkeys, sloths, snakes, parrots, toucans, which I haven't made a toucan yet. I made a cheetah, but I didn't do that one. And I need to make a lizard, and I did some flowers and some bushes. So there's still so much more you can do. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the bird and a couple of monkeys. I'll draw them out. And then I will, just to help you get an idea. All right, so this monkey right here looks like a letter K, the way I did it. So all I did was on my paper, I kind of drew a K, and then I put a neck in the middle, and then I came back and colored it in for the arms and the leg and give him a little body, a little neck. So it looked like he's jumping. And monkeys have tails, so then I added a tail. So it doesn't have to look very good. And all it has to do is just be there, and you cut it out. Now, when I cut it out, of course, I'm gonna use this side of the paper so you don't have to see all my marker lines. And let's see, when I did the sloth, I did a U shape. And then I came in and colored in the U, traced it on the inside, and just drew a circle for the head. So there's my sloth. And of course, let's see. Oh, I could color that in some more. But that's up to you, because all you're gonna do is just cut them out on the other side. And let's see, my blue butterfly, of course, on this blue paper, I'm going to use my blue marker. So like a number 3, and then another number 3. And you don't have to color this in because you're gonna cut it out and then you're gonna have on the other side. So you don't have to color it in like I did on those two. That's just totally what's up to you. So I have a butterfly, and another cool thing, if when you're cutting them out, if you fold the paper, you could get more than one. I'm gonna fold that up just a little bit more. There we go. Do I have enough room to get that head? Yes, just barely. So when I cut this out, I will get 2 monkeys instead of 1 monkey. And if you want to put more than 1 monkey up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out just to show you guys. And I'm gonna cut around all the parts that are a little hard to cut in, but they're still connected. So now I'm gonna go and do the inside parts. And if you want to give your monkey eyes, I did go back and put little dots. And I did the same thing for the birds. Oh, and I need to show you guys how to do the birds. If you want to add the birds to your rainforest. But again, it is totally optional if you want to add animals, if you want to add flowers, because my projects are getting kind of long lately. And so if you need to come back and do it again later, or even take the paper home and finish when you get home, you know, if you have glue sticks and stuff at home. So now there's my monkey, and I'm just going to cut it in half. Uh-oh. Oh, whoo, I thought I cut the head off. The head's up there. Ha! And so I'm going to put this monkey on the emergent, on the canopy layer. Oh, look, there's a little piece of extra tape right there. I'm going to just let them sit on that tape. But of course, more than likely, you'll have to glue yours on. Oh, that leg looks funny, but it's okay. He's swinging through the air. All right. So now let's see. One more thing. Let's say butterfly. I mean the parrot. Let me put the top on this. And pretty much, well, all I did for the parrot was draw a circle, a triangle for the beak. Then I did a big triangle, and then a little triangle, and then cut it out. And again, use the color of the paper so that when you cut it out, even if you forget and flip it on the other side, you still won't see the lines. So then when I cut this out, I'll have the lines. So everyone, thank you for coming to work with me today and make our rainforest. Do you listen to teaching? Oh, hello. Oh, it's my niece. Come here, everyone. Oh, no, it's my niece. Hey, say hi, Coco. Hi. All right, say bye. Bye. All right. We'll stop recording. Stop video.